Hello, guys. Welcome back to the pod. I'm so back. I know I say this very frequently, but if there is one area in my life that I'm just not that have not been consistent with recently, it's my podcast. And honestly, it's been something that's been in the back of my mind, and I am not somebody who gives up. I will not give up on my podcast. I will build it back up. I was looking at my reach and like downloads and all of that, and I went from like 100 some people downloads, watching, listening, to like 10, 11. And it really upset me because I had poured a lot of energy and heart and soul into my podcast when I first started it. And I don't know what happened. I fell off. I lost the passion for it. And sometimes that just happens. And so I had to really sit with myself like, okay, is this something that I genuinely actually want to keep doing? And I do. And I think what came into my head for one is like, I am not a quitter. I do not quit on things when they get hard. I do not quit on things when they get tough. Yes, I have taken a break of not coming on here, not being consistent. And that's the biggest thing that pisses me off. Like, it'd be one thing if I wasn't showing up, but I have not been consistent, and it's actually very sad. It's making me mad. Anyways, I got to get my protein drink because I'm just looking at it, and I'm not gonna be drinking this here in like 30 minutes from now because I'm trying to end my fast now. It's like 7 o'clock. So I'm going to the gym in the morning, earlier in the morning, and so I want to make sure that I'm getting this in. But one sec. Hella behind on my protein today. But what I want to talk about in this podcast is kind of on my journey venture for a side quest. So, obviously, I'm a health coach, online health coach, health and fitness coach, and I put a lot of time and energy and effort into growing that because that is what I do for a living. That is my full-time job that is my baby. That is something that I pour a lot of time and energy into because that's all I do. And so my goal is to have different little side quests, things that I like to do. And one of those is being getting back on my podcast, right? Because I love sitting here and I love yapping and I love talking. And then also YouTube. So some of you probably actually watch this on YouTube and instead of listening to it on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or whatever. But I want to start creating my vlogs again. I used to have so much fun when I was creating, my YouTube videos. This was probably coming on 5 years ago. No, not 5 years ago, 4 years ago, when I would create my YouTube content. I would have so much fun. I take my camera to the gym. I do all of these things. And I've kind of just gotten out of the habit of doing all of that because other things have taken priority. But I want to have fun again. I love social media. Oh my gosh. So sorry. Excuse me. I love social media. I love marketing. I love content. Like, I love this stuff. And I'm not even fulfilling what I love in that sense. So, my goal and aspiration is to make these more, obviously, heart to heart with Hads is still a thing. Like, I want to make it that way, but I want everything to just come off as like raw, what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking of my week. In some ways, I'm just not thinking of anything, which is totally fine. But I am this week because last week I actually went to Austin, Texas, and I went to my leadership retreat. So I have a business coach, and he so I have a business coach, and he has his own company, which then he mentors people that make over a certain amount of money, and then he has other coaches that mentor people that make other amounts of money. So he does, like, we have group calls, and so he will coach people, like all of us at once. It's I don't even know what I'm trying to say, essentially. And then my coach Kelly is like who I go to, so who I DM her, but I can also ask Nick questions when we're on like big group support calls. But Kelly, I like DM her, and she helps me more one on one, which is awesome, fantastic. I love that. Let me get another gulp. Anyways, last week at the event, literally learned so much. The crazy crazy thing is we don't even talk about business. We talk more about leadership and just like culture, and it's more like like working on yourself. Like it's actually insane. We do a breath work, very intense breath work, just letting go of past versions of ourselves and stepping into the person that we want to become. This version of ourselves. So what we did was we came up with I am statements. And so mine was I am 20K month CEO, whatever that is. And everybody else had their own, like maybe it's like six figure business, whatever it is. And within that you had to write the traits that you wanted to do to become that that person. And so I had like a multitude of things. It was like I have good posture, I put myself together, I train really hard in the gym, and I have a wardrobe that fits what I want to show up as and portray myself as, and just a list of all of these things of like I am peace, I am love, and just all these things. And it's very more like tangible things than what I said. I just can't really remember what I said, to be quite honest. I just know my I am, and like the big five things I needed to do was like show up authentically, really serve people, and really pour my passion out and not dumb myself down and make myself smaller than what I need to be, and dream bigger. Like that's one thing that I took away. So a lot of things like that. We also, so my mentor, like his company, Nick Comedina, and then his friend, which you probably maybe have heard, Higher Up Wellness on Instagram, Michael Smoke. He is awesome. He's such a genuine person. Both of them are. They're such good examples for literally, excuse me, everybody. Sorry, I have eaten like so much just now just so that I could get in my meals for the day. Anyways, those two co-hosted the event, and the second day was so crazy. I actually got an award. So I got the Alchemist Award. And if you've never read the book The Alchemist, I'm looking on my bookshelf right now to see where it's at, but I want to reread The Alchemist so that I can remember, like, yeah, this is who I am. I'm the freaking alchemist. Oh, I see it. It's an orange book. And if you haven't read that book, you need to read it because it's 10 out of 10. Amazing. Sorry, I really gotta finish this drink. So if you're listening or watching, you're like, Hallie, seriously, finish it. So let me just chug it so then we can just be done with it. Ew, it was chunky. Okay, good enough. Gotta make sure I get my protein, y'all. We're good. Anyway, so yeah, I got that award and I was screaming, crying, throwing up because out of 100, I think 70 people in my bracket of the coaching, I got that. And I was like, this is actually insane. So, anyways, and I don't talk about myself enough often, but I freaking show up. I do the work. I ask the questions. I am authentic. I do let my guard down, and I'm just a freaking winner. And I don't say that often, but I really am, and I need to appreciate that more often. That I am that bitch, and so are you. And stop watering yourself down. Stop dumbing yourself down to think like, oh, I'm a nobody. Like that's something that I had thought in my head, and that's totally not true. I'm seriously a motherfucking somebody. I'm not a nobody. And what's crazy about that is whenever you constantly tell yourself that you're a nobody, you're reinforcing that. The thoughts that you have in your head are shaping your reality. No matter if you think they're not, they are. You tell yourself you're unworthy, you tell yourself you're unloved. That's exactly what you are going to be. If you can physically get into that feeling of telling yourself, hey, I'm this, but then also sitting there imagining, okay, what would it feel like if I was this, if I was loved? What would be happening in my life in this state of being? So say you this goes back to like the I am same man. I'm a $20,000 month CEO. What does she do? What does her day look like? What will it feel like when she sees that in her account? Like, what feelings is she going to get? She's going to feel happy. She's going to feel relieved. She's going to feel accomplished because all the things that she's done leading up has gotten her there. You could do that for any singular goal, thing, whatever feeling you want to feel. Maybe it's, I just want to feel at peace every day. What does at peace in your body feel like to you? Do you even know what that would feel like? If not, sit with yourself on that. Sit in solitude and think about that. Another big thing that I want to talk about is solitude. Having time to just sit in silence, no phone, like literally not doing anything, just sitting there. So today I got back into my meditation routine. I started over day one. I'm doing 100 days. I commit to 100 days of doing it. And maybe I'll commit to doing podcasts too, if that helps me, like doing two a week. I don't want to overwhelm myself because I don't want to overdo it. But my meditation, I just got to get back into the habit of keeping promises that I make to myself. I do really, really well at, going to the gym, hitting my nutrition, hitting my new, I have the hiccups, hitting my water because that's just who I am. Like, I have done that for so many years. It's second nature to me. And now I need to build upon these other things that are second nature. I post on social media every day. That's second nature to me now. I don't even think twice about that. But now the other things that are harder that I really need to continue to show up for and keep my word for that is doing my podcast, reading my book, and what else did I mention? My meditation. Like those three things, I need to work on those. If I can hit those 5 daily non-negotiables every single day, I know I could be such a badass. So the 20 minutes of meditation doesn't even do meditation. You could literally just lay on the couch and just sit there, not fall asleep, but like just lay there, lay with your thoughts so you can actually have a place to just let it be. Like I could lay here. Hosmer's in here. It feels so good to just lay there and be chill vibe. You have no idea. It's actually really late when I'm recording this. It's like 7:15. But I told myself, I kept the promise to myself of I have to do this. I don't care what time it is. It was on my notebook today, so I have to do. I still have to do this, and I still have to read my book, a little bit of my book. And I'm not even gonna lie, I procrastinated doing it because I didn't want to do it. It was too much of a hassle for me to move my mic over here because it usually sits at my desk to put up this ring light, to put up this camera. It's not a hassle. It takes 5 extra minutes to get everything set up. And that's really the part that people like to overcomplicate about everything. The effort that's going to go in to make it happen, even though it's only like a 5 minute thing that you need to do. Same with going to the gym. Maybe it only takes you 5 minutes to get to the gym. For me, it takes like 15. That's here or there. But maybe that time that you get to the gym, you're like, oh, I could be doing something else. I could be sitting on my phone scrolling, like whatever. I mean, you be scrolling when you drive, pop off queen. I be doing that sometimes. It's okay. It's okay. Anywho, as I was saying, you, I lost my train of thought. I'm not even kidding. See, this is why my podcasts are so real and raw because where was I going with that? I'm so tired. It's been such a long day. I've gotten so much done. I didn't even do my didn't even get to go to the store because I need to go to the store and get steel pee pads and wipes. That's here nor there. That's here nor there. What I was saying is this basis of procrastination of like we put things off because of the effort that we perceive is going to take. And really, yeah, it took effort for me to get everything set up, but now that I'm here, now that I'm in it, everything's fine. Same thing goes for like when you're going to the gym, it feels like such a task of like, oh, you got to start everything. And I get that. But once you start doing it repetitively, it just becomes second nature. And so that's what I'm going to try and do with my podcast. And so maybe I just need a little bit more exposure therapy of doing it 2 to 3 times a week so that it becomes a little bit more consistent for me. And it's like, oh, this once a week thing. It's like this. I'm making it way more bigger than it actually needs to be. I'm like, oh my gosh, it needs to be this perfectly broadcasted podcast. It's literally not that deep. I have a ring light set up behind my camera. I have my microphone plugged into my computer, which is on the ground, and that's it. It's not this grand thing that's so freaking scary. It takes so much time and so much energy. It doesn't. It's just the fact of getting in here and doing it and having something worthwhile to say. And like I said, same thing applies to literally anything in your life. And so hopefully you can learn from this of like, yeah, just do it. And even if you have to procrastinate on it, I'd rather you procrastinate on it and do it than not do it at all. And that's going to be my new motto. I'd rather procrastinate than not do it at all. because I still want to scrapbook tonight. And I know you're like, Hadley, it's literally 7:15. What are you doing? Shouldn't you be getting ready for bed? Yeah, I know I need to read and I know I want to scrapbook. I'm definitely not going to Walmart to get the pee pads, but the day has just been like that. And I'm not, like I mentioned, I'm not going to lie. The beginning of my day was a little bit slower. So you have to think of it in that sense of like you have to sacrifice some things throughout the day. Like this morning, I felt very like anxious. Like I just had that flutter in my chest. It's like I'm very anxious. And I sat there, I was like, I genuinely don't know why. The only thing I think of is that my heart rate was elevated in my sleep. I slept fine. I slept great, but my ring was like, dude, chill. And I could feel my resting heart rate was uber high, and I knew that I needed to chill out. So I just laid here, I just sat here for like 30 minutes, did a meditation, and then should have should have had myself bricked because I was on Instagram trying to find inspo, just scrolling when I shouldn't have been. I should not have been doom scrolling. So my what I'm going to do tomorrow is make sure that I do freaking brick myself from the beginning of the day until like I have a lunch break or something. But the thing is, I want to post video in the morning, and so post my video, brick. Then I post my second video content, brick, and then maybe my third content, just depending on if I'm gonna post another third content. But I think that will help me so much of getting back into that. Which, if you didn't know, I was traveling for pretty much 2 weeks straight. I had Thanksgiving, so I went to the Dallas game, and then I came home for 2 days, and then I went to see my sister because I thought she was gonna have her baby, and she didn't have her baby. Then I went to Austin, then I got back and she had her baby, so I stayed there for 2 extra days. So it was like a 2 week time span of me traveling and just not falling completely off of my rocker, but just totally not being in my routine and my structure. And I genuinely crave that. I love being in my routine and structure, but also I really like just living life and just inconveniencing myself for others. I know it can be kind of selfish whenever we're focused on our nutrition, our food, and our gym, and it's hard. But I think something that's helped me inconvenience myself more often is having dogs, especially a dog that I have to put a diaper on him, and living with my significant other, and I do laundry, I do dishes, I clean, like I do all the wife housemaid type of things. And so that's really opened my eyes of to like, yeah, everything's not about you, Hadley. Like you have to do other things besides work and gym, and that's the reality of life. And you're like, Hadley, oh my god, you're so privileged for just having that lifestyle. Yeah, I am. I will wholeheartedly agree with you that I, for the past like 2 3 years, I've lived at home. I haven't had to worry about taking care of myself. I mean, I took care of myself, but all I had to do was worry about groceries and my dogs and go to the gym and everything. That was cool. But now I have a whole house that I'm taking care of, and bills and like all of these things. And somebody else to take care of. Like then I was just taking care of myself and my dogs, and now it's like, okay, you have somebody else that you have to actually take care of that relies on you too, which is fine. I like that, and it's made me also not as focused on myself. But I feel like I'm coming back to the sense of like, okay, I want to put myself together, and I want to look hot, and I want to look really good. And I feel like I've started to do that again. But that's another thing too of like everything is a discipline and takes discipline. And yeah, of course we're gonna get off track, get off our train. And that's just part of it. And you can't dwell on it. All you can do is like just pick back up where you know feels good for you. Anyways, getting into my scrapbooking side quest that I want to talk about. So it first started with I was trying to figure out like I wanted to find something that was going to bring me joy and that was completely not related to work and fitness and health, because the gym, like dance, like all these things are all like fitness related. I want something that's kind of like home steady, just chill vibes that I can calm down to, that I can use my senses, I don't know, creativeness towards. And I am a very creative person. Like I love creating, freaking love it. So getting into scrapbooking, which tonight is gonna be my first night scrapbooking, I had to order a little. thing because I'm gonna like print pictures out of it. So I got that and I have the tools and the supplies. And what started was I am gonna start a scrapbook for my sister and baby Suede. And so that's gonna be like her Christmas present. And I was like, I want to start one for myself. And so I have all these like scrapbooking supplies and I'm so excited to get started on it. So I'm gonna start with my sister's stuff and then go and work towards mine. I could also get my pictures from Walgreens, but I wanted this little portable thing that you can like just print pictures off and it like sticks onto the thing. And then I have a bunch of letters and glue and paper and whatnot. So I'm really excited to get rolling on that. But I'm just trying to find different side quests and hobbies because I am not a girl that like goes out. I love to read. I love the self development. I love being at home. I love being a homebody. And the side quest thing I have to figure out. So I do love cooking and I love baking. And with that though, like I will want to eat this stuff. And like I just genuinely that doesn't align with my goals to just be eating baked goods all the time. I'm being so fucking frugal. I could like donate it. I just don't know how I would go about doing that, or I could give it to somewhere like homeless or something. I guess I could just walk down the streets of downtown and give it to people. That would make me probably feel pretty fulfilled. So maybe I'll do that. But yeah, I want to get back into my sourdough. I want to get back into just baking in general. Actually, tomorrow I'm gonna make muffins tomorrow morning for Brock. And just other little side quest things. Like I think having a side quest as a young person that like doesn't go out, has a close group of friends, likes to be at home, homebody, doesn't really drink or party or anything like that, side quest because we cannot be constantly scrolling and that's not a side quest. And a lot of my job is already on my phone. I don't want to be on social media. Yes, I do like to scroll. I do like to see other people are doing, but I want to create my own life and I want to experience things. And that starts with you and me, all of us not being on our phones and experiencing life for what it is. So that's my little thing that I'm going to start pursuing and I'm excited to share it. You can join me on finding side quests in your 20s because I think it's very much needed. So I think that's all I got. I'm actually going to start my scrapbooking tonight. I'll probably vlog that. So stay tuned for that. But hope you guys enjoy this episode. And I know I just kind of went on a tangent, but let's try to do 2 of these a week. We'll just start with one for this week, then next week too. So I appreciate you guys for just being here and listening to me yap because I know I'm scatterbrained all over the place, but I will. $20,000 a month Hadley is consistent with her podcast. So appreciate you guys. Love you. Bye.